Determine the domain in either interval notation or set builder notation of the following functions. So for a, we have x squared plus 5x minus 4. The only thing that gets us into trouble when we are dealing with domain, functions that involve division by 0, square roots, or logarithms. Any other types of functions, the domain is just negative infinity to positive infinity. So this is a polynomial. And it's a property of all polynomials that the domain is just negative infinity to positive infinity. So that's an easy one. All right, so for b, well, it's not a polynomial anymore. This is something that we could run into division by 0. In fact, if x was equal to negative 3, we would get division by 0. So for the domain, we have to make sure it does not include negative 3. And that is the set builder notation. It's fine to express your domain that way, or if you specifically need it in interval notation, you could write this as the interval from negative infinity to negative 3 union negative 3 to positive infinity. And we're using parentheses around negative 3 on both sides because it's not included in either set, meaning that we've effectively just skipped over it. Now in part C, square roots, we want to make sure square roots are always of positive values. So we need to make sure anything that's underneath the square root is greater than or equal to 0. And so if we set up this inequality and solve, that's going to tell us exactly what our domain is. So in this case, x has to be greater than or equal to 1, which is a perfectly fine way of expressing the domain. But if you need it in set builder notation, you could, if you need it in interval notation, you can convert it. In this case, it would be the interval from 1 inclusive to positive infinity.